Every year, Russia rolls tanks through Red Square. China parades thousands of troops through Tiananmen. France marches down the Champs-Élysées on Bastille Day. North Korea turns military displays into a national spectacle. But the United States, the country with the most powerful military in human history, barely does military parades at all. Why? Is it because America doesn't value its military? Is it modesty? Budget concerns? No. The reason is far more interesting. And it reveals something fundamental about how America views military power differently than almost any other nation on Earth. This is the story of why the world's strongest military doesn't parade. Let's start with what military parades look like everywhere else. Russia's Victory Day parade happens every May 9th in Moscow. Tanks roll through Red Square, intercontinental ballistic missiles on mobile launchers, thousands of troops in perfect formation, fighter jets screaming overhead. It's a spectacle, it's intimidating, and it's meant to be. China does the same thing. Every October 1st, National Day. Tiananmen Square fills with military hardware, new weapon systems unveiled for the first time, hypersonic missiles, stealth drones, a show of force broadcast to the entire world. France has done it since 1880. Bastille Day. The military marches down the Champs-Élysées. Tanks, jets, troops. The president watches from a reviewing stand. Even smaller countries do this. India, Pakistan, Iran, Brazil. Military parades are a normal part of national celebrations around the world. They serve multiple purposes. 1. Demonstrate military strength to potential adversaries. Look at what we have. Think twice before challenging us. 2. Build national pride. Unite the population around shared symbols of strength and sovereignty. 3. Show off new weapon systems. A parade is cheaper than a war, and it sends a message. But the United States, the world's dominant military power, the country that spends more on defense than the next 10 countries combined, America almost never does this, and when it tries, it goes badly. The United States has done military parades, just not many, and not recently. The biggest ones were after World War I and World War II, victory parades, celebrating the end of the war, ticker tape in New York, General Eisenhower leading troops down Pennsylvania Avenue. But those were celebrations of victory, not displays of power. There's a difference. After that, almost nothing. The Cold War saw virtually no military parades in America. Think about that. The Soviet Union was parading missiles through Moscow every year, showing the world their nuclear arsenal. The United States? Silence. Desert Storm in 1991. Massive military victory. Did America throw a huge military parade? A small one. Nothing compared to what Russia or China would have done. Then, in 2018, President Trump wanted a grand military parade in Washington, D.C. Tanks rolling down Constitution Avenue, flyovers, the whole spectacle. It didn't happen. Why? Cost. The Pentagon estimated it would cost $90 million. Politicians from both parties criticized it. Military leaders were unenthusiastic. The parade was postponed, then quietly canceled. Instead, they did a smaller event on July 4th, 2019. Some tanks parked as static displays, aircraft flyovers. Trump gave a speech. But it wasn't a parade, and it was controversial even in that limited form. So why is America so reluctant to do what nearly every other major power considers normal? The answer lies in 3 fundamental differences in how America thinks about military power. Reason 1. America projects power globally, not locally. When Russia parades tanks through Moscow, it's sending a message to its neighbors. Ukraine, Poland, the Baltic states. Look at our strength. Don't challenge us. It's a regional message. The tanks drive through Red Square, but the real audience is watching from Kiev, Warsaw, and Tallinn. The subtext is clear. We're right here. We're powerful, and we can reach you. When China parades through Beijing, it's messaging Taiwan, Japan, The South China Sea. This is our region. We have the power here. China unveils new hypersonic missiles, advanced drones, stealth fighters, all designed to demonstrate one thing. We can control our backyard. Don't interfere. For these countries, military parades make strategic sense. Their power projection is regional. The threat is close. The audience lives next door. But America? Completely different situation. America doesn't need to intimidate its neighbors. Canada and Mexico aren't military threats. There's no hostile power on the North American continent. The last time America fought a war on its own soil was the Civil War in 1865. So who is America's military meant to deter? Not Canada, not Mexico. China, 7,000 miles away. Russia, 5,000 miles away. Iran, North Korea, terrorist groups scattered across 3 continents. America's military power is projected thousands of miles away. Aircraft carrier strike groups in the Pacific, air bases in Europe and the Middle East, forward deployed Marines in Okinawa, special forces operating in 80 countries you've never heard about. The entire point of American military strategy is global reach, power projection across oceans, the ability to fight 2 major wars simultaneously on opposite sides of the planet. A parade in Washington, D.C. doesn't demonstrate that. You know what does? Parking an aircraft carrier strike group off the coast of Taiwan. That's not symbolic. That's a functional deployment. The carrier is there, ready to fight, with 5,000 sailors and 75 aircraft, flying B-52 bombers from Louisiana to South Korea, dropping dummy bombs, and flying home without landing. That's not a parade. That's a 30-hour mission proving America can strike anywhere, anytime. Deploying an armored brigade to Poland in response to Russian aggression. Those tanks aren't rolling through Washington for show. They're rolling into Eastern Europe to fight if necessary. Those aren't parades, they're deployments, and they send a much clearer message than tanks rolling down Pennsylvania Avenue ever could. Reason 2. American military culture distrusts spectacle. This goes deep into American history. The Founding Fathers were terrified of standing armies. They'd just fought a war against what they saw as British military tyranny. The idea of a permanent professional military made them nervous. George Washington himself warned against it. Thomas Jefferson wrote extensively about the dangers of a standing army. The fear was simple. A permanent military could be used by the government to oppress the people. The solution? Civilian control of the military, written directly into the Constitution. The president, a civilian, is commander-in-chief. Congress, all civilians, controls the budget and declares war. The military serves the nation, not the other way around. This isn't just a legal structure. It's a cultural value that runs deep in American military tradition. When General Douglas MacArthur publicly disagreed with President Truman during the Korean War, Truman fired him. MacArthur was a 5-star general, a World War II hero, arguably the most famous military leader in America. Didn't matter. Civilian authority won. This creates a culture where the military is supposed to be powerful, but quiet. Effective, but humble. Deadly, but not theatrical. Generals don't make political speeches. They don't rally crowds. They testify to Congress in quiet hearing rooms, not from reviewing stands in grand parades. They advise the president in the Situation Room, not on public stages. The Secretary of Defense is almost always a civilian. Even when it's a former general like Jim Mattis, he's confirmed as a civilian cabinet member, not as a military officer. The military doesn't make political statements. It doesn't grandstand. It doesn't seek glory. When America does display military power, it's functional, not ceremonial. An aircraft carrier isn't a parade float. It's a working warship that happens to be impressive. The military doesn't need to prove anything with choreography. It proves it with capability. And here's the key cultural difference that most people miss. In Russia and China, military parades are partly about regime legitimacy. The government shows the people, we are strong, we protect you, we deserve your loyalty. The military parade proves the government's right to rule. In America, it's backwards. Subscribe for more deep dives into military strategy and geopolitics. And drop a comment. Do you think America should do more military parades, or is the current approach better? The debate is yours.